Hello guys, welcome to Rekha Commerce. So in my previous sections, I already explained how to prepare a purchase book, sales book, purchase returns book, right? So in this video, I'll explain how to prepare a sales returns book. Okay, so before going into that, like and share my video and subscribe my channel for more updates. And post your opinions and doubts on comment box. Okay, let's see. See, sales returns book. So I'll give a small introduction about sales returns book. So this book is also known as returns inward book. So this book records the goods returned by the customer. It means we sold goods to our customer, right? So as usual in business, there is a purchases and sold of goods, right? So we sold goods to our customer. So in that case, the customer returned some part of goods again to our business. That is called sales returns. It means already sale was done, right? And sold goods are returned by the customer. So that is called sales returns. Okay. So only that type of transaction should be recorded in sales returns book. Okay. See. Enter the following transactions in the sales returns book of from traders. Okay. So you find a problem like this in our exams. Okay. See, these are the transactions that should be happened on 2008 April month. So in these transactions along with sales returns, sales transactions should also be taken place. Okay. But we only prepare sales returns book here. So among these transactions, we only pick the transaction which related to sales returns and that should be recorded in sales returns book. Okay. First we have to differentiate the transactions along to their respective books. Okay. Let's see which transactions are comes under the sales returns book. Okay. Let's go one by one. First, sold goods to Karim. So, it was a credit sale, right? Because no cash was mentioned here. And Karim is the customer to our business and we sold goods to Karim. So, it was a credit sale, right? So, it belongs to sales book. It was not recorded in sales returns book. Okay? Avoid this transaction. Next one. On 5th, sold goods to Suresh. So, it was also a credit sale, right? So, it was also not comes under the sales returns book. Next one, sold goods to Money. It means Money is the customer to our business and there was no discount here and it was a credit sale, rupees 1000. So, it was also not recorded in sales returns book. Next one, on 11th, goods returned from Karim. See, on 1st, we sold goods to Karim 5000 rupees. So, 5000 rupees sold was done on 1st. Okay. On 11th, again we return 500 rupees of goods from the Karim. It means already sale was done. And again we return some part of goods from Karim. So, that is called sales returns. So, it was a sales returns, right? So, it comes under the sales returns book. Okay. So, this was the first transaction that should be entered in sales returns book. Okay. These three belongs to sales book. So, not recorded in sales returns book. Right? Next one. See, on 13th, Suresh returned half of the goods. On 5th, we sold goods to Suresh amount 2500. But half means 1250, right? So that part of goods we again return from the Suresh. So that is called sales returns. We returns goods from the Suresh. So it belongs to sales return. It means it comes under the sales returns book. So this was the second transaction that should be entered in sales returns book. Okay. Next, on 15th, sold goods to Ganesh. So Ganesh is a customer to our business and we sold goods to Ganesh for amount 3000. So it is a credit sale. So it comes under the sales book. So it was not recorded in sales returns book. Okay. Next, on 17th, sold goods to Mahesh. So Mahesh is the customer, right? So it was a credit sale. It records in sales book. So it was not recorded in sales returns book. Okay. Next, see. On 20th, goods returned by Ganesh, 800 rupees. On 15th, we sold goods to Ganesh 3000. In that 3000, we again returned some part of goods from Ganesh. So that is called sales return. So it comes under the sales returns book. So this was the third transaction that should be recorded in sales returns book. Okay. Next one. 22nd, sold machinery to Sachin. So I already explained, right? Sold of assets or purchase of assets are not recorded on anywhere. So it does not comes anywhere. It means it does not comes under the sales book, purchase returns book, sales returns book. Okay. Next one. 24th, sold goods to Mahavir. So Mahavir is the customer and it was a credit sale. So it comes under the sales book. It should be recorded in sales book. So it was not recorded in sales returns book. Okay. Next week. Mahavir returned goods 200 rupees. So on 24th, we sold 1000 rupees goods to Mahavir. In that, Mahavir again returned 200 rupees goods to our business. So it was a sales returns because already sale was done and he again returned to our business. So it comes under sales returns book. So this was the fourth transaction that should be recorded in sales returns book. So among these transactions, only 4 transactions should comes under the sales returns book. And remaining should be recorded in sales book. You know already how to prepare a sales book, right? So now we prepare a sales returns book for these 4 transactions. Okay, let's see. So this is the format of sales returns book. Okay, so in date column we have to mention the date. When we return goods from the customer, the date should be mentioned in date column. Okay. So in particulars column, the name of the customer name should be recorded. So credit note number. It means when the seller received goods back from the customer along with a debit note, then he prepared a credit note and sent to the customer. It means if we receive any goods back from our customers, so we already sent debit note, right? So they again return the debit note to our business. So at that time, we prepared a credit note and sent to the customer. So that number should be recorded in this column and ledger folio and here the amount. So 5 columns should be prepared for sales returns book. Okay. Now you can enter one by one transactions in this book. Okay. See, on 11th, goods returned from Karim. So this was the first that should be entered in sales returns book, right? So on date column you have to mention the date. On particulars you have to mention the name of the customer. Customer here was Karim. Okay. On credit note 1 and amount column you have to mention the amount. It was 500. Okay. That should be recorded on amount column. Suresh returned half of the goods. Okay. So it was comes under the sales returns book, right? And amount was 1250. Okay. It should be entered in sales returns book. In particulars column, name of the customer here was Suresh and number 2 amount was 1250, right? So this was the second transaction that should be entered in sales returns book. Okay, let's see what was the third transaction. Date goods returned by Ganesh 800 rupees. So this was the third transaction that should be entered in sales returns book. Okay, let's enter. On date column, you have to mention the date. On particulars, customer was Ganesh, right? That should be recorded in particulars column. And here number 3, amount was 800, right? That should be recorded in amount column. Okay. Let's see. Last and the fourth one was on 30th, Mahavir returned goods 200. So it should be recorded in sales returns book. Okay. So On date column we have to mention the date, and here the customer was Mahavir, right? So mention Mahavir name and number 4, and the amount was 200, right? So only the 4 transactions should be recorded in sales returns book, because these are the transactions that should be recorded in sales returns book. Okay, next let's total this book. So out of 11 transactions, only 4 transactions should be recorded in sales returns book, right? So let's total the book. Okay, so the total was 2750. Okay, so in April month 2750 sales returns was done. So by using this book we can easily find the total sales returns that should be occurred in April month. Okay, thank you.